This is the horror icons logical explanation video. There are many ways to arrive at the solution of this puzzle without guessing, this is just one way. Starting with rule number 2, we know that characters that have been featured in the same movie together occupy opposite corners of the grid. The only characters in this grid to have been featured in the same movie are Freddy and Jason in Freddy vs. Jason, and the Xenomorph and Predator in Alien vs. Predator. We don't know yet which corners these characters belong to. From rule number 1, we know that all female humans and female dolls are in row 3. This would be Megan, from Megan, Samara Morgan, from The Ring, Annabelle from the Conjuring universe, and Carrie, from Carrie. From rule number 7, we know that the most recently introduced character is in column 3. Megan is the most recently introduced character in this grid, and so Megan belongs in this position in row 3 and column 3. From rule number 5, we know that Predator is adjacent only to doll characters. This means Predator has to be in this bottom right corner next to Megan, and so the Xenomorph has to be in the opposite top left corner. If Predator can only be adjacent to doll characters, this means Annabelle must be placed here in row 3, above Predator. And Chucky, from Child's Play, and the only other doll in the grid, must be placed in this position adjacent to Predator. From rule number 3, we know that Chucky and Candyman, from Candyman, must be on the same diagonal. The only position available for Candyman on the same diagonal as Chucky is here in row 2. From rule number 6, Stephen King characters must be both above and below Pennywise from Stephen King's It. Carrie, Pennywise, and Jack Torrance, from The Shining, are the only Stephen King characters. For rule number 6 to be followed, Carrie must be placed in this position in row 3, so that Pennywise can go above Carrie, and then Jack Torrance can go above Pennywise. Since Carrie is placed here, we know that Jason must be moved to the opposite corner, because from rule number 5 we know Jason must only be adjacent to masked characters. Ghostface, from Scream, Leatherface, from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Michael Myers from Halloween, are the only masked characters available to be moved next to Jason. From rule number 4 we know that Wes Craven's characters must be on the same diagonal, and so Ghostface must be placed here on the same diagonal as Freddy. Leatherface is the earliest character to appear on film, and so according to rule number 7 must be placed here in the only position available in column 3. This leaves Michael Myers here, below Jason. The Thing, from The Thing, is left here in the last available position in the grid. If we check logic now, we'll see the logical is solved and without any guessing.